Okay, so I really like the film. I was
Great.
at the screening last night, and I had never seen so much chaos in my life.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. I don't think I've ever been to a screening like that before.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what drew you into a project like this?
I think a part of it is exactly what you experienced at that screening last night. The very first time when I went to meet the band, I met them just over a year ago, June of 2012, in Charlotte, North Carolina. I flew down to a show down there. And to see, 19,000, fans just screaming and jumping up and down, who were screaming even before the band ever went on stage. And then the minute they went on stage, they screamed and jumped around for an hour and a half. And as I'm just watching the people react to this band, I was like, this could be a great movie. I said, this could be really a lot of fun. And I was right. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had making a movie.
So, tell me more about, your experience behind the camera and following them for so long.
Yeah, well, one, that was the great thing, is that now I didn't have to be on camera, so I just had to, focus on these incredibly five handsome guys, and that is it. But five much better looking people than myself was a good change of pace. And they are incredibly gracious. They're really charming, and to get to spend time with them and see, you start to understand why I think they're as successful as they are, because they are very grounded. I think they have a great relationship not only with one another, but with their families, the extended family, their tour family. They're really loyal, and I think that they've created this group of people that kind of help everything run perfectly.
Okay, cool. And what's your favorite part of the film? I was wondering that when I was watching it.
That's a good question. There's so much of the film that I love. I love when they go home. I love when they all go home to see their families, because I feel like there's some really great intimate moments there. I love when Liam wakes up in his house and the standee is in the house that his mom bought. That's one of my favorite moments in the whole movie, because as he looks at it, he goes, "Isn't that just the creepiest thing ever?" As he's got this cardboard cutout of himself in his room.
Yeah.
I love that part.
I'm surprised those cardboard cutouts were not shirtless.
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh! Every time someone was shirtless in the movie, they were screaming at the screen. So. The movie has a very, very particular audience that they're trying to reach.
Yeah.
And I want to know, if you were to try to convince someone that doesn't know One Direction, doesn't listen to their music, what would you say to try to convince them to see the movie?
Well, the thing is, I think the movie's incredibly fun. I don't think you have to be a One Direction fan to enjoy the film. And I've spoken to a lot of people who've seen the film who aren't fans, who've either taken their kids or have seen it. There's people in the press who are like, I got to tell you, I really liked this film, and it's because you root for these guys. So I feel like if you are somebody who likes an underdog story, then you'll like this movie. If you're somebody who is a music fan in general, or like concert docs, like The Last Waltz or something like that, then you'll like this film, because I feel like it transcends what a few of the other concert docs have done over the years. I think it doesn't feel like you're watching some sort of just a pop doc. I think there's something even more. There's even something more special about their story and who they are.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I went into it and I didn't listen to the music, and it was really entertaining, because they were very charismatic. And
so charismatic.
Yeah, it was really cool, and I loved the editing, which the beginning totally drew me in completely.
Great.
I also want to ask you, this is not really One Direction related, but it's related to you. Why? Are you ever gonna go into narratives at all? What makes you really interested in documentaries?
Yeah, no, when I was a kid growing up, I wasn't going to see Jaws and The Exorcist and Bugsy Malone saying, "Oh, when I grow up, I want to make documentaries." It's I grew up as a kid wanting to make narrative features, and there's been things that have happened along the way. Like last spring, there was a narrative film that I was attached to that we were supposed to go into production on, but then this movie came along. And I was like, we have to make this film. I was like, we have to. We'll push production on that. We'll do this movie, and it was the right choice. It was the right decision, because I think this is such a unique, once in a lifetime opportunity to make this movie and tell this story. So hopefully out of this film will come the chance to do kind of a bigger, larger studio scripted narrative.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have any other projects that you're working on for the future?
Well, we have a TV series that's on CNN right now called Inside Man that we just finished the first season on. So hopefully we'll get to do another season of that. It's a really smart, challenging, kind of issue-driven show. So we're really proud of that. So hopefully we'll get to do another one of those, and then we'll see. We'll see what movie's next.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah.
It was really nice to
Thanks.
meet you.
Nice meeting you.